The one thing I desperately needed, I just needed to go sleep because I hadn't slept for a week. Well, firstly, I couldn't believe it when I got the call that I was in the top 5. The family was on board, my friends were on board, everybody was just going crazy.
We are thrilled to announce the overall winner and the successful candidate to take over our Elevate vodcast is Sthabile Mazubane.
Oh, yeah! I would love to welcome you to my final and a very, very special episode of the Elevate podcast. It's been absolutely great. Look at me, sounding as if I've been doing this for 10 years. But it is what it is. And we found the perfect candidate. My guest today and the presenter who's going to be taking over the Elevate podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, our Rising Star competition winner, Sthabile Mazubane. Is that your name?
Yes.
Yay! Are you well?
I am great. I'm lovely. Thank you for asking. How are you?
I'm good. How do you feel? Has the mind settled in?
A little bit. I feel absolutely amazing. I feel great. I mean, kodwa the resounding feeling ekugcineni wakho konke nje ukuthobeka. It's a humbling opportunity to find myself seated here.
And listen, and with Uktobega, it will take you far, especially in this industry. I'm one of the most Tobegile people that you could ever find. Even though oh my, no, she's a diva. No, that's not me. I do have my diva days, but then I'm the most Tobegile person you could find, and the Tobegileness will take you very, very far.
Thank you.
Congratulations on winning the star, the Rising Star competition. Tell me on the day, what happened? You went back home.
On the day, Selby, I promise you the one thing I needed.
Why?
Because the whole entire week, I had not had an inkling of sleep. So the one thing that I was desperate for, WhatsApp were flooded, my Instagram, my Facebook, everything was just running amok. But the one thing I desperately needed, I just needed to go sleep because I hadn't slept for a week.
Oh man, I can imagine. Now tell me, was there some sort of like a special dinner planned out of Kaya, some sort of a Brian, a Happy New Year, like situation? What happened? Did the boyfriend call?
So I said during the voting process, I promise abantu ngathi guys, mega nang votela. Mega nang votela ngawina. Ngizonenzela ibrayi.
Okay.
So you can imagine now ukuthi ngikoleta abantu ibrayi. But no, there wasn't a special dinner. Njengoba ngisho, all I needed was just some rest to take it all in, to soak it all in. Like, it's so unbelievable. It is so surreal.
I can imagine, babe. And once again, welcome to the G family.
Thank you.
So good to have you.
Thank you, G fam.
How was the competition for you?
I think the competition for me, well, firstly, I couldn't believe it when I got the call that I was in the top 5. Yeah. I remember very well. I was sitting at the airport, about to board my flight.
Where are you going?
I was going to Joburg.
Okay.
Yes,
okay,
I
cool.
just arrived.
It's fine. We'll find out. Yeah.
And like I was sitting there, just about to board. If you know, airport somebody speaking, so everybody's looking at me sitting on this phone. My headsets weren't working that day, so I was listening on loudspeaker, and I just heard my name. It was the first name that was announced. It was just such a mind-blowing moment. Now I have to switch my phone off.
Yes.
And get on the flight.
Yeah, you
for a whole hour. People are like, "You're in.
You can't even tell anybody.
I can't even vote. I can't even vote because I'm mid-air. But as soon as I landed, like, everything was in motion. My family was on board. My friends were on board. Everybody was just going crazy. And then just that nightmare of not sleeping for days was soon to follow.
And then you want to make sure that your followers and your people and your family and yourself have voted enough. Trust me, I've been there. Yeah. We were nominated for awards and stuff like that. And look, I cannot let this opportunity slide.
Selby, I'm not doing this again. I'm not doing this again. I am never going to ask anyone to please vote for me, guys. It is so stressful.
Yeah, it is very, very stressful. But anyway, it is part of the game.
Yeah.
Mocabanga wena, what made you stand out from the rest in the win? Yes, I'm a vote akhona, the votes and things like that, but also there's another judging process that goes behind the scenes and the panel and abantu behlale and then we fight. Yes, no, I want her. No, I want him. You know, things like that. What made you think, what do you think that made you stand out?
I think to be a fly in that room, I would love to be. But I think the thing that made me stand out probably is how, when I started off in my earlier days, as an aspiring presenter, as an aspiring MC,
yes,
I used to be very big energy, but I think I'm in an age where I've started to like ground myself.
Okay.
A bit more. Like even my register, I'm always like cognizant of the fact to speak on a lower register, more confidence. Like, so I think I'm more confident in myself. I'm more confident in my content and what I have to offer to the world. I feel like really there's no one else like me in the world. So if you're looking for something else that's different from me, then by all means, that's the thing that you're going to go for. But I feel like just knowing myself and what I have to offer, and just the confidence that I exude, and I think also maybe the ability of thinking that I can bring into a space. I'm not just someone who's got a great voice, which I've heard so many times. But I think even just what I have to say is quite important. So I think maybe those are the things that made me stand out with the judges.
You know what? I cannot wait to hear you do of your first radio show, standing in for someone, your first, and I cannot wait, and I want it to happen as soon as possible. I cannot wait to see your first episode, which you're going to shoot. Yes, it's going to be absolutely amazing. I want you to take us through your love for media from the very, very early days. How old were you, and what did you love about it?
I think the first thing that I loved, ngangithanda ukukhuluma.
Were you in a debating club at school?
I think at some points I was in primary school.
Okay.
Like ngangithanda ukukhuluma, ngangithanda act, anything.
Speeches as well, English speech,
As soon as grade 3, I remember ukuthi ngase ngumuntu okwazi ukukrema ama essay.
Yes.
Ayo recite phambi kwe
the whole school,
yes. I've always been that girl. So I think that was the first thing for me that stood out about me. Like I liked to talk.
Yeah. Do you remember any of the things that you did back in school? Like, for instance, like your first speech, like first few lines from your speech, or no a poem that go and recite. You can't remember anything?
I can't remember anything. But I think I've always just had a passion for words. Ngiyawathanda amazwi. Angena umuntu omuhle kakhulu enambeni.
Yes, girl.
Imaths yami nje ayihlangani nabazalwane. Kodwa I know that words, I loved words. I loved words. I remember even in matric, like some of my essays were being used to share in other classrooms with my classmates. If you guys want to write the perfect essay, this is something that you should look towards. So I think I've always been someone othanda ama. So I knew that my career in whatever direction, I thought at some point I'm doing law. I thought at some point I'm going to acting, which I've dabbled in.
You're going to be a great lawyer.
Yes,
babes, come on. You are winning those cases, child.
Whatever it is, amazwi, you want to hamba pambi. So I think that's where my love for media started. And then the more that I grew up, is the more I started to understand how powerful our words can be, and how the media can really help us to refine that messaging and refine that space. So I think that's where my passion for media comes from.
Fantastic stuff. What do you think, when, in your own words, happens behind these scenes and in this industry, in this entertainment industry? What are your expectations, gahle?
What am I expecting? I know my brother used to say, he used to accuse me, Uguti, when I tell you ufuna famous. I don't think that's what it is, because I've got a little bit of taste of how it's like to just have everybody in your space, and I don't think that's the thing that I enjoy the most. I think I enjoy being able to have influence. I think I enjoy And sometimes influence takes place like subconsciously in our minds.
Yes.
Awazi ukuthi izinto eyishoyo wena are making an impact kubantu.
Yeah.
Awazi futhi ukuthi bakulalele alawo mazwi ayovuka nini kuphi kanjani. I know the words that have shaped my life.
Yeah.
Yabo, some of them 10 years ago even. But I think I'm just looking for what I think happens behind is just the influence and the impact that one gets to have. And I think that's what I'm looking forward to. Being able to shape young minds. I'm very excited about.
Nice. Speaking of young minds, take us back to the young star. Kuwenjani ekhaya ukhuliswa abazali bobabili?
So I grew up, my mom and my brother. It was just always has been the three of us. Unfortunately, my parents got divorced in Semncane. But me and my dad have a good relationship,
nice.
which is something we repaired in the late years of my life.
Okay.
I lost my mom in 2020.
Oh no, I'm so sorry to hear that.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
It's still very fresh. I lost mine in 2013.
Dude.
And it's feeling like it's fresh na man.
Dude, that thing takes the air out of your lungs.
Yeah.
So I think maybe like the person that I'm going to finish my race with, the person that I'm going to finish my life with, if I can put it in those words. And I think ukuhamba really helped, like really strengthen ubudlelwane bethu. It really helped strengthen what we had lost. I feel like these years we're spending time like more often, like we call each other. Like ngazuthi ngikhuluma nomngani wami omdala kanti ngikhuluma nobaba wami.
Yeah.
So it was me, my mom and my brother growing up, and sakhula in a family that's like enothando kuyakholwa ke ekhaya.
Oh yes.
Kuyakholwa kakhulu, which I think has also shaped who I am and the person that I am today.
Mawucabanga ngabe uthini makho kubukhona njengamanje. In fact ake sicabanga ukuthi uthini kuyimanje njengoba elapha ya with the angels and looking down kuwena. Uthini mawucabanga, what's going on through her mind? What are the conversations they are having up there?
You know, I thought about it very vividly in this past week.
Yeah.
Abantu abaningi beloke bethi kumina, "How bandla uma wakho ahambe ngasabona."
Yes.
Yazi, I found old videos when I was an aspiring YouTuber at some point. And I was like, I'm at such peace. My mom always knew.
Yeah.
She always knew this is where I'd be. She always knew the end. She was someone that would really, really like just believe in me. But she wasn't someone that would affirm you with her words all the time. Kodwa indlela I treat ngayo awubona nawe ukuthi this is someone who believes in your talents, this is someone who believes in your skills. So I'm so happy. I know for a fact if I were to wake her up namhlanje, she wouldn't be shocked this is where I am.
Yeah.
She wouldn't be shocked this is what I'm doing.
Nice.
Something she would be very shocked about.
Like what?
No, something she would be shocked about. Like sometimes I judge myself. I'm like, hey,
okay. Don't worry, I judge people every day. What is your father saying right now?
Oh, no, shame. He's overjoyed.
Oh, nice.
In fact, he's one of the first people that I called. He is just absolutely overjoyed. Ngithi no baba ubatshele ukuthi ingane yakho isebenza kwi Gagasi FM. Ungasabi nje ukubatshela ukuthi hayi umntanami usebenza kwi Gagasi FM. So no, he's really overjoyed. My whole entire family.
Yes.
But njengoba ngisho, everybody always knew.
Yeah.
We didn't know maybe the how it was going to happen.
Yeah.
We didn't know the when it was going to happen. But everybody always knew this is where I was meant to be.
Fantastic stuff. Now, you went to the University of KwaZulu-Natal. Yes. How was it? Tell us about the university, love.
It's the number one institution in South Africa, I'm going to say it.
Okay.
But no, it was great. It was a long time ago when I did my undergrad.
Okay.
I recently went back to do, I think 10 years later exactly, to go do my postgrad. And I feel like those two entire experiences were so different. Because in my undergrad, I was someone coming from a very strict, staunch home, Christian home.
Yeah.
So I went to church on Tuesdays, home cell. I went to church on Friday, youth. I went to church on Saturday, rehearsal. I went to church on Sunday. La ngihlala khona ecommune babehlezi bazi ukuthi lengane le akekho uyasontweni. So I was that girl. I didn't get to experience life. I never went out. Like ngangagroove ngaleza ikhathi ngangazi lutho.
Which UKZN is this? Is it the Pietermaritzburg one or here in
So my undergrad I did in Howard College here in Durban.
Oh yeah.
So I moved here. I didn't expose myself to anything.
Really?
Ngithatha ikhumbi ngehle ku Point Road lapha yana workshop ngigross ngithatha ikhumbi ngihambe ngeHoward. Ngangiphila leyo mpilo.
Endaweni lakho khona ngathini I mean isimilo singekho khona kanjena. Oh girl, you strong.
No yabona membethi khulisa ingane ngendlela ukuthi masikhulile leyo ndlela iyohlala kuyona. I feel like when I grew up all I could think about ukuthi awe mangingamphoqa uma ekhaya ngingalingi ngimphoqa uma ekhaya. So I came here and I did exactly what I was meant to do, and I got to the end of my degree. Nothing else.
Fantastic.
Nothing else.
Nice.
But in retrospect, I do think people should expose themselves to more.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many things that I could have done in Durban that would have been good for me.
Like what?
I could have exposed myself. Angaze ngisho ngiwavakashela nje ama studios eGagasi
Oh,
ngisahlala eThekwini.
Yeah.
For example,
which year was this?
2010.
2010.
The World Cup year.
And we were here in uMhlanga.
Yeah, but so like there were so many things that I could have done that could have really exposed myself. I look at each generation, the TikTok generation,
yes.
they enjoy themselves responsibly. So I think I could have.
Yeah.
As opposed to being, I was so staunch.
A TikTok generation and there's Zenza manje ku TikTok. Those are things that we've always wanted to do. It's just that besingakwazi ukuthi sizoyibeka kuphi and where they would live. Kahle kahle. Ngibona mangibuka TikTok ngibona ingaphakathi lethu behlezi lifuna ukuphuma kanjalo, and now when they are just doing it, they're not scared to live it. You just recently got your honors in Bachelor of Arts, right? What was your topic?
So my topic was the representation of women. Particularly in soapies. I was looking at either wife.
Okay.
Yes, how are women represented in these soapies? Because like I said earlier on, we aren't aware when we're watching.
Yeah.
Like Mobuga.
It's entertainment for you,
Yes, these are things that are gonna impact and shape your choices.
Yes.
Kanti, these are things that are really going to impact and shape your choices. So how are women represented? Whether we think loosely or whether we think directly so, how are they shown? And you'd be surprised, like from what I found from my study, people thought a relationship, for example, Gahlomu uMaMkhize was something that's normal. Like people that I interviewed thought that kind of relationship is exciting when the guy is controlling. He tells you what to do and he tells you what not to do.
And you have to bow down to each and every single thing that he says. Yeah,
but the studies, the research, the literature that's there says otherwise. It's a toxic environment. So I think that's the things that my research highlighted for me about relationships nowadays and about how we perceive women in these relationships.
Because I was about to ask you, Guti, then what does that mean in the society yethu and the people in our communities if they see into efana njengaleyana as being umuntu wesifazane being controlled? Singasho ukuthi uyayikhona abuse kakhulu olaphayana, kakhulu abuse. So singathini ke manje ke ngomphakathi wethu like sithini abantu bethu shothi bakuphi shothi babone kuyinto enormal deyenzakalayo.
Yes, I think ukuthi sikwindawo ebucayi kakhulu, if I can put it that way, especially because we've got a lot of girls, particularly who I'm passionate about, a lot of young girls that look at these things and they think, yazi nami kungamnandi ukuthi ngibe nendoda ezongenzela konke, indoda ezongitshela ukuthi ngiyephi, ngingayi kuphi, nami mhlambe kungaba mnandi. Kanti the thing that we actually need to be teaching girls is actually the opposite. We need to be growing girls that want to aspire to do things for themselves. We need to be growing girls that want to learn outside of the eye of the man or outside of who am I outside of my relationships before then I find myself and I integrate myself into another space. So I think it's very touch and go where we are currently.
Nice. I love the fact that you're very passionate about the young person and the young girls and things like that. Khona into yokuthi ufuna ukuthi futhi nabo bethi bengene into public speaking. The young ones.
So it's a little bit of work that we've done in the past where we were training young people on how to communicate with the mass audience or with the general public. It's something that people always think comes naturally, and maybe to some people like us it does. But there's an art to shaping messages. There's an art to how we can direct how people see things and how people perceive things. So that's the thing that we were really focusing on. How can I shape my message to make it more accessible to an audience? So
How many auditions have you been to?
Quite a few.
Take me through to some of them, like the most memorable ones.
Quite a few.
The ones where wabona khona ukuthi, oh my gosh, I flopped. Nalo wabona khona ukuthi, I should have gotten that role.
I have never thought I should have gotten any role.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But I think maybe the most memorable one, I was on the top 15 of Our Perfect Wedding.
Oh,
yes.
you lie.
When they had their presenter search years ago.
I remember this. It was even televised.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was in the top 15 of that presenter search. And I think for me, like, I'm just thinking back to one of the top 5 members that we had, Uslindo Guhle. She's very young. She was 21. And she reminded me of my old self. Like, when I saw her, I was like, yo, I was so distraught when I didn't make it. But girl, you can see.
Yeah.
Like, this is where you're going to be in the foreseeable future. Like, you're going to have a good comeback. So I think I was young. I was naive. Even if I got the opportunity at that time, I don't think I would have done as well as I can do now.
Yeah, that's a nice thing. Also, a nice thing about our auditions, they grow us each and every single time.
Absolutely.
Each and every single time you get that no and that rejection, we ask, this is what I need to polish, this is what I need to do, and I'm going to come back bigger and greater and probably get a little role.
Absolutely.
And your worst audition, which one was it?
Oh my gosh, my worst audition.
You've only had the best, that's okay.
No. I did top billing at some point.
Don't lie.
Yeah. Oh, guys. Uyakwazi ukuthi ungene uqhaqhazele.
Yes.
Uqhaqhazele.
Yes.
Amazwi akangaphumi.
Do you remember
Ukhulume
what your
la.
lines were?
I can't even remember. And there's a certain poise.
Yes, there's a certain
that
poise
comes
that you
with top billing.
Yes.
And I was just, it just didn't work out.
What did the judges say?
Did I even get to the judges? I don't even think I got to the judges. I get to there
you were in the production phase.
I get there like phases and phases and phases before you got to the judges. And I don't even think I got to the judges. And I feel like, oh, thanks, thank you. Next, we'll take you and you. Like, you know how they are. The lines are long outside.
True. Was there ever a time whereby you would say, and even my headspace, nje, I am giving up. I ngifuni kulungile scrunch up. I'll try other things.
No. I don't think there was ever a time where I felt like I'm not meant for this space. I think I've always I'm just waiting for the time and the place and the when for it to happen. But I've always known. There was never a time where I felt like this can't happen for me. Yeah.
So today is my last day here on the Elevate podcast, but I'm going to be on your radio 3 to 6 Monday to Friday. The Gagasi Fast Lane.
Okay.
What can my viewers, they're still mine, what can my viewers expect from you?
For like the next 5 minutes? I think the viewers can expect conversation.
Yes.
Which is something that I obviously have mentioned that I enjoy.
Yes.
I think they can expect like conversation where it feels like you're in the space, where it feels like you're involved. Obviously, we want to make it more inclusive in the sense that they must also feel like they're a part of whatever conversation that is taking place. I think that's what they can expect. I'm interesting. As much as I'm interested.
Nice.
So I'm interested in a diverse topic. So I think maybe that's also what I'm hoping to bring to the space.
Baby girl, I know you're going to shine. I mean, we got the right person, the perfect person. You're absolutely amazing.
Thank you.
And to everybody that voted for you as well. Yay! Well
Did you
done.
vote?
Yeah.
For me.
I voted. You're trying to put me into trouble, y'all. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been absolutely great. It's been absolutely amazing. This is not goodbye, though, because I am still here on the Gagasi family. The next time I want to sit there, interview.
I am looking forward to it. But for now, time to say
for me to goodbye. Good luck on your first show.
We'll
be watching. We cannot wait.
Thank you so much.
It's been absolutely gorgeous. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Gagasi FM.